Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Welcome to Beach Walk Blog. This is a very short Beach Walk blog today. I wanted to talk specifically about this picture and why thinking that this is a problem with the hip muscle on its own, in isolation, it's just a silly way to think of how the body works. Now, if you understand levers and you understand that if you are trying to control, if we look at the picture right as it is, the right side, it would be the person's left side, because obviously this person is facing us. This picture is facing us. If you're going to control that left hip dropping with the right side hip muscles, you're never going to do it. That's not how the body works, and it's demonstrating a lack of understanding of levers and biomechanics if you think that that's how it's the best way to do this. Now, like I said, we're looking at this person, this picture, and this picture is somebody facing us, so their left hip is the one that's dropping. Now, if you understand levers, nobody in their right mind would think that working on these tiny little muscles on the right side is going to be able to lift that left side up in a very efficient way. What you have to think about is the fact that the picture, if we talk about this picture, the left hip, the left side pelvis would be rotating. It would be rotating towards us. So that left pelvis would be rotating towards us. It would be swinging towards us. The right leg is the one that would be on the ground, and the ground reaction force of you landing would be pushing that hip upwards. The left hip there in the picture is the one that would be dropping, and the reason why is not because the right side hip abductor muscles are weak. It's because the pelvis isn't being lifted up from the left side. And what happens if you imagine that you have a body on top of that, you have a torso on top of that, the right shoulder, this is the right leg, the right hip that the arrow is pointing to with the gluteal muscle weakness, the right shoulder would be rotating forwards and to the left, and that would mean that the left pelvis would be rotating forwards and to the right. And what we have is the oblique muscles on top of this picture. Imagine a torso stacked on top of this picture. We would have the oblique muscles. Now, the oblique muscles would attach the ribs to the pelvis, the right side ribs to the left side pelvis. And I'm going to show a picture of this. I'm going to do a picture of this in with this video. You've got the right side ribs that would attach to the left side pelvis. Now, if the right side ribs are being pulled down and then rotating to the left side pelvis would be pulled up and would rotate to the right. Now, that is what's called the anterior oblique sling, and that is one of the sling systems that we focus on and we train in the sling method. Now, this is the reason why the sling method is so good for runners, is because that is precisely what we train. We train the action of these coordinative movements, these coordinating muscles and joints to work specifically together to get the lever actions to combine, coordinate, and make efficient joint actions and body movements. And like I said, you're not going to get anywhere by just trying to strengthen those the hip abductors. You're not going to get anywhere by doing that. These silly exercises, taking the leg out from under you, are completely ridiculous, utterly bonkers, and the research proves and shows that these exercises don't work. These muscles, the amount of load that goes onto these muscles is about 4 times body weight. Okay, that's just normal when you run, maybe more than 4 times body weight. Now, they're getting that force anyway when you run. So if you cannot produce force that is more than that by doing a silly single leg exercise and just moving the leg out to the side, you are not going to get a strength change. And the point is that if this muscle is already, or this area of the body is already being forced to deal with 4 times body weight in every step you take, then it's not going to get any stronger, and it's not going to make the slightest bit of difference anyway, because getting 2 lever actions involved is far more efficient than trying to strengthen 1 lever action. All right, trying to strengthen 1 lever action, this one is it's like I'm already overworking, make me do more to stop me from doing more. That doesn't make sense. Do you see the problem there? It's already overworking and you're going to make it do more. The problem is not that it's weak, the problem is that it's not being helped out by the other lever actions, by the muscles that control the other lever actions. Now there's multiple lever actions that are going on here and that work together around the hip. And the problem is that you need to train, or the solution is that you need to train those lever actions to work together, not continue to make this one try and work harder and harder and harder and harder. That's completely wrong. It's nuts, it's bonkers to think that that is going to fix the problem. Okay? So we have to start looking at the body in the way that all of these lever functions work together, not in a simplistic 2-dimensional model such as this, or a picture such as this. This is not how the body is. It doesn't work this way. It's not 2-dimensional. It's 3-dimensional. It moves in 3 planes of motion, and all lever actions are working together, or should be working together. It's not just one. Okay? And that is the reason why the Sling method is so good, because we work and train all of the lever actions to coordinate and complement one another, rather than look at the body in this simplistic illusional way. It's not how it works. All right, I hope that helps. If you are doing these silly fire hydrant exercises, clamshells, these silly exercises, they're the wrong thing to do. Okay?